All right, the 2012 Ford Explorer Limited. Now we're talking.
This car's ridiculous.
Let's go. I'm sorry. I'm just backing up without touching anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you.
Okay.
Wait. All right, I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead, go.
All right, so
Let me tell you, man. This and it's a car. I'm sorry, it's not a car. Obviously, it's an SUV.
it is definitely an SUV.
But this machine is ridiculous. I mean, Jesse and I drove it around for the 2-3 days with smiles on our faces. I was sick as a dog, so I just had to play along. But man, this is one. And you know what? And I test drove this car last year in Michigan at the Ford headquarters, and I forgot how much fun this car is to actually drive.
Absolutely, this thing's great. It really is.
It's just, this is a big, heavy machine, and it knows it's big and heavy, and it comes down the street like it's big and heavy.
Right.
But it doesn't feel that way.
No.
You're making those easy turns. You're parking even if you don't turn on the park assist, you parking on your own, very, very smooth. Changing lanes, very smooth. I mean, the car is just a pleasure to drive. I mean, I drove it. Jesse got behind the wheel. She drove it. She was very, very happy with it. Sync. I mean, what can you say about Sync? I mean, it's just a great system to have in the Ford vehicles. I wish it was in every car. I wish Ford licensed out to everybody, but that might be a silly proposition. But this is a great all-around machine, and everything is powered, Zeb.
Yep.
Everything. I mean, the lift gate, for the trunk. I mean, the rear back seats. You can just press them and they roll forward or roll backwards. I mean, it's just everything is. I mean, the driver's seat goes up, goes down. When you turn the car off, it goes back. So, I mean, it's just, oh my God, there's so much stuff in that car. It's ridiculous.
So when initially I took it from you, had it for a few days, and then gave it back to you, I felt like I had a loss in the family. It really was great. Let's just run through some of the specs real quick. I mean, they're too numerous to cover, but we'll go through some of them. So the Limited that we had a 3.5 liter V6 engine, 290 horsepower, at 1825 highway, of course 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, an iPod input, had side curtain airbags. The second row seats also had, the outward seats had their own in-seat belt airbags as well.
Those are cool.
Third row seat, traction control, navigation, sync with My Ford Touch, speed assist control, warning system, and the assisted parallel parking.
The park assist is just ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It really is.
So
I mean,
look, the pros. I mean, I could just go on with this thing, but it's a 2-3 pages. It's a technology powerhouse. This thing. It's easy to sync with mobile devices. Sensors up the yin yang. Drives fantastically. Safety features galore. Rugged. Parallel parking assist. Those are the pros. I will briefly touch on the cons, and then we can go to town on what we like and about it. But some of the cons, the middle seat basically is the only seat you're going to be able to use, I believe, with a rear-facing baby seat because of those airbags built in the seat belt. For toddlers, you can use those seats on the side, so that's the only thing to keep in mind. The sync system is great, although there is sometimes an occasional delay, or you get occasionally lost in the voice menu system. You got to give it the right voice commands, right? When the seats are in the front are all the way back, sometimes it may make you feel a little bit of, you need a little more leg room in that second row.
I agree with that. You're right with that.
The Limited is expensive. The one we had was MSRP of $47,000.
50K, man.
Yeah.
50K.
And so the other one is small screen icons. Some of the icons on the touch display needed to be a little larger. And the capacitive buttons, the ones that are below the screen, I wish they were a little bit more distinct and not capacitive. I want an actual button. I want to know if I press it. I don't want to just wait for the audio to say, the audio tone to say I pushed it. I want
or at least feedback. At least give you that what do you call it, haptic or haptic feedback? Give you that feedback when you hit it. Something happens where it's just letting you know. But I agree with you. I mean, following up with the cons. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. Jesse and I experienced that when we were actually in climate control. And we wanted to raise the temperature, lower the temperature, and you kind of had to finagle your finger in there to hit that arrow to go up or down as far as temperature is concerned. And then when you did hit it, it was there was this I don't know, this 3 or 4 second delay where you were just like, did I hit it? And then it would pop up,
right? And
then it would start adjusting. So that might be a minor thing because you can always speak whatever you want. You can say, colder, warmer, temperature up, temperature down, whatever you want to say to it, and it will adjust it accordingly. And the voice controls are actually pretty good.
They're pretty good.
We really had no problems with the voice controls.
The thing I liked about it basically was, one of my recommendations for there to finally be some kind of head-up display system. I mean, I know that for those that are unfamiliar with the system, is there's just basically a speedometer in the center and two small, which are actually large, but two LCD screens on either side of that speedometer. On the left-hand side handles all of the settings and trip odometers, right? And on the right is basically the 4 categories: the climate control, the navigation, the radio system, and what am I missing? Radio, navigation, climate, and phone. Yes, phone. So, and each is color coded. So, so you have on your steering wheel these control sets, and you can basically, without really diverting your eyes while driving, you could see it's yellow, you could see it's green, whatever.
Right.
So the controls for all of those are relatively simple, especially the temperature ones if you don't want to speak them. But yeah, the screen system is a little bit, it's a little too distracting. So they really codified everything in those steering wheel controls, the simpler controls there. But and I really like that as well.
No, I listen. When I first hopped to the car, the first thing I told Jessie, well, actually, when Jessie hopped to the car, she said, "Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I need to get my bearings and figure everything out." So I found that curious too. Again, I'm coming from experience already because I've been in the car a few times before we got it the other day. So I guess I got quickly used to it, and plus I had a Ford guy with me who explained everything to me. So it was I had a living book next to me. So but when Jessie hopped in, it took her maybe a good 10-15 minutes to figure things out. And then she started driving, and then she was still trying to figure some stuff out. And I noticed with her though, she did a lot of speaking.
Right.
And I did a lot of touching. So it might be a guy-girl thing.
Right.
But Jessie did a lot of speaking. Call mom, call Ray, call whomever, or adjust temperature, or Sirius channel 50, whatever it was. So and again, just the voice controls are very quick, very nimble, and I love the fact that it's just push to start, push to turn off.
The keys in your pocket.
That was very, very cool. And me being just I guess a dumb guy, the key's always in my hand. So when I got into the car, just threw it on top of the center console, and I hopped out the car, and I'm just like, oh wait, I don't have a key. So I ran back, got the key. But the cool thing about the key, though, I mean, and from what I understand, a lot of folks who have this keyless start already know this, that when you walk up to the car unlocks. I don't have that. I've never experienced that before, so that was really cool for me. And it just. I just can't get over how incredible the car really is.
Now, so the couple of things that I really wanted to touch upon that were, okay, so the first thing is the sensors, the outside sensors. The outside sensors, you've got cruise control, speed assist, right? So it detects, you set the distance, follow distance to anyone in front of you, and then it keeps that distance using using a sensors to detect and to brake. Now, if a car goes in front of you, whether you're in cruise control or not, what'll happen, as Ray can attest to, you'll get a loud audible alarm and an LED, a red LED that warns you, do something. Something's, you're too close, and it'll automatically back off sometimes.
It's like you have a police car inside of your car. I mean, it's not that loud.
Right, it's not that terrible.
It's like flashing lights, and then you get like this bing, 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 letting you know that, listen, something is too close to me.
Right.
Or something's too close to us, and that normally happens from the rear or from the front. So Jessie has she has a kind of a lead foot. This girl of mine, huh? So she would floor it, and she has a habit of stopping short. And oh, sorry about that. And when she was going too fast, and going to stop with her short thing again, the car would just go bing, 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 and just lights are flashing and things are going on, and I'm just like, what the heck are you doing? And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
I thought that was very, very cool. Also, the fact too that in your blind spot, you have the blind spot indicator, letting you know that before you make that change to the left lane or right lane, that, listen, there's a car right there. I know you can't see, but I can. Just be careful with that, because you are sitting kind of high on top of that as well. So you're sitting a little high, so you don't really see the cars around you too well. So that was very nice. I mean, it looks like they really spent a lot of time on building in a lot of safety features into this car as well.
Yeah, I have to tell you, the biggest thing for me was when we initially were contacted and they said that they were going to send the car over and it was going to have a lot of features. I didn't. When you go to buy a car, you never really think about, of course, I want to get the most for the money that I'm going to spend. But at some point, there are some features on upper level vehicles where yeah, it's a nice feature. I'm not going to spend all that money to go get that extra feature. Once you actually drive a car with these safety features, it really stops. It makes you stop and think about the next time you go buy another vehicle, and that you're really going to want a car that has that lane change assist technology. You're really going to want a car that allows itself to adjust its speed. If something bad gets in your lane and it's way too close, it's going to alert you.
Well, now you're spoiled, right?
Right.
That's what it comes down to. You're spoiled, because look at what technology, when it's all woven together into a beautiful car or beautiful SUV, you become spoiled.
Right.
You know for a fact that this is now possible. So now then you go back to well, your car is newer than mine, right? So you have the Honda Odyssey, and I have a much older Honda Civic.
Right.
But still, you realize, like, I was driving the Civic this morning, and I was like, wow, it'd be really nice if I could just say, hey, it's too cold in here, heat it up, or whatever. So I was spoiled. I really was. And I only drove it for like 2 or 3 days.
And what's nice about it is when I was thinking about it afterwards, when I handed it back to you and I shed a tear and I waved goodbye to it.
Good balling.
Yeah, exactly. And I got into my Honda. The thing is, the thing is that really, I don't even know if spoiled necessarily, because I consider that word spoiled, and I said I don't really consider that being spoiled. Spoiled is like, do I want cloth or leather, or do I want to have this little package, the extra large wheels or the smaller wheels, or but when it comes to certain safety features, like, for example, a power lift gate, I love it. I'm spoiled, whatever. But could I do without it? Sure, it's not a big deal. But to have the lane change assist, the seat belts for the kids with the airbag built in, certain features in the vehicle that are almost like they should be standard. I mean, it's a standard look. Because it's just, I can't tell you how, especially in New York City, how I use those features. Now I'm a good parallel parker, and I'm very good at it. I don't, I park ambulances. I don't really care. But I ended up using the parking assist, not only just because it's cool.
It's super cool.
But it's just like, you don't have to really think about it. It tells you, do you have enough space? Go for it. Have at it.
It's just ridiculous. I absolutely positively thought the parallel park assist, or the park assist, the name changes in my head. Was phenomenal. Yeah. Was spot on every single time. Jesse had a problem with it. somewhere in New York City, and I forgot where, and I think she was telling me that it's because the spot was not big enough, or it was too something like that was going on, and it had a problem parking itself. But we tried it a bunch of times in the city, and that was the first time that we experienced any kind of issue with it.
Yeah, the only two issues that I had with parking assist, the first one was that I guess because you have to your rear bumper has to clear past the opening space.
Right.
What ends up happening is when you're on a kind of major street, you're driving slow, and people behind you really don't know what you're doing. They want you to like hurry up and park already. So you go up straight, and then you have to go an extended distance before it says, okay, now hit reverse.
So stop. Yeah.
So that extended distance sometimes feels like you're going too far.
That's very, very true. I thought I was going way too far, and until it said stop. And then when it said stop, I was like, you sure? Okay. But then I put it in reverse, and my hands came off, and it did its thing.
Right. And don't go too fast. Just take it nice and slow.
And nothing, but I think because since we've been in a car, we've been parking, right?
Right.
So I think by design, we're kind of nervous about giving up control. So we say, you know what? Let me keep my foot a little tighter on the brake just in case it goes too far, or whatever the case is. And that was us too, because it's not our car.
Right.
So I don't want to get into like a little fender bender with not our car.
Right.
So I was even more cautious. I had to pushing the brake down a little bit harder, and but it was just fantastic. And the braking. I mean, we've driven a few other cars, not from Ford, from other companies, and the braking was phenomenal.
Yeah, braking was phenomenal, and the thing handled corners like, I mean, you wouldn't even believe it's
and just so effortless. Just making those turns, it was just very, very effortless. I mean, we've tested cars where they've been smaller, and just steering was tight and heavy. This was a real pleasure. I mean, with those minor things that we mentioned before, as far as the con's concerned, if you can afford it, go buy it, man.
Yeah, I totally recommend this car. I really, really liked it. Now, coming again as a family that needs a little more space, I'm in a Honda Odyssey right now. I have an 8-passenger. It's a 7-passenger car. Could I see myself moving to it? I could. I actually could see myself moving to the car. Now, the reasons why I would do that, of course, is all the safety settings, all the safety features that Ford has, but namely, as a guy, as a dad on tech, I mean, the thing is ridiculous with technology. I mean, when they say man meets machine, it's man meets machine plus tech,
and then some,
right?
Yeah.
It's just it's a +1 on the technology side. So. And Sync is only going to get better, and it's a great system because it's upgradable, and it's actually uses Sirius with wireless, and you have a hotspot, and there's so many features. It's just ridiculous. But
very nice car.
And we've got upcoming videos to walk you through some of those features. But I'll tell you, if you have the money, if it's something that you're looking for, if it's in your budget, do it. Do it. We're giving it a 4 remote on this one, or we should start steering wheels on it, but 4 remote.
Like 4.5. We don't do 4.
I know, it's true.
But it's really an extremely strong 4. I mean, we don't give out 5 just because nothing is perfect.
Right.
But this is one heck of a machine, and if you can afford it, just definitely go out there and buy it. And for all the moms out there, I mean, this is a great car for the family. Period.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're talking about middle seats, rear seats. My wife, our son is 3 years old. My wife took the car seat out of our car, put it into the Ford Explorer, and she said it wasn't that hard.
Right. And
she said it wasn't really that hard.
And it has the option for moving the pedals forward. So if they feel like it's a big car, the only thing I would say for those who are smaller of stature, think about investing in getting the step ups. It's a high vehicle, so with any of those higher vehicles, you're going to get more ground clearance. Put on that stepper, and you will have no problem getting in and out of that SUV.
Not at all. So we give it 4, man.
4.
We give it 4 remotes out of 5. This is a wonderful car. Dev and I really, really enjoyed it.
Loved it.
My wife really, really enjoyed it. And as everybody knows, in any household, we might make the money, but women control 80% of the purse.
That's right.
So go ahead and buy it, ladies.
Yes. Take a look at it. You'll love it.
All right. And don't forget, guys, if you like what we're talking about here, subscribe, please, to our YouTube channel.
That's right.
And we can head over to dadsontech.com and subscribe to our email list. And you will get a quick and snappy email from us letting you guys know that it's a new show is up. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Take care. Speak to you soon. As always, thanks for watching. Only cool people press subscribe. Right here. That right there. Now, don't drink and drive.
Hey, we're talking about cars. We're drinking.
But you can drink and blog. That's fine. That's so.
You can drink and video blog with a little Sam Adams
and a hipster Bud Light Lime.
I can't believe you drink crap.
It's weak, dude. I mean,
it's like water.
It is water.
Water with some lime juice.
It literally is water.
I can't
it's ridiculous.
stand Budweiser. I think they're the worst company. Oh, I curse. Sorry. I think it's the worst company ever. You have to bleep that one out. I can't believe. Keep hearing that beeping sound. Guys, raise cursing. He's a potty mouth. You do.
Oh my god.
Calling it pretty much a combination phone, tablet. I'm calling it a tablet.
Or it could be a tart. Say tablet, smartphone.
A tart phone. That sounds kind of